Hey, hey, hey. Happy Tuesday to you. This is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated. I am known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and you got it. Get your dreams out of your head into your life. Happy Tuesday to you. I am so excited to see you on tonight. And when you come on, if you would just share this out, invite someone, let me know where you're tuning in from so I can give you a shout out. Um, that will be amazing. We are, moving right along into this new year. And it's good. There are things that are happening, things that are going on, but even with all of that, life is still good. It is still good, and so I want you to let me know where you're tuning in from. Hey, Princess, so good to see you. Um, Let me know where you're tuning in from, and we're gonna get this party started. You see what the title of this live feed is, that everybody don't appreciate. You came on perfect time. Yes, I love it. Everybody don't appreciate your value. Everybody don't appreciate your value. Everybody do not appreciate what you bring. But I want to share some encouraging nuggets with you on tonight, even though they may not appreciate your value, and they may not appreciate what you bring. They may not appreciate what you do. But Coach O I want you to keep showing up as you. I want you to keep showing up as you. It's time for you to master your craft. It's time for you to own your stuff. And it's time for you to unwrap the gifts that God has given you, right? And so, although you have some people, perfect time, perfect topic. Thank you so much. You have some people that do not appreciate what you bring to the table. They do not appreciate the gift that you house. They don't appreciate the anointing that is on your life. They don't appreciate the calling. They don't appreciate your purpose for existence. But that's okay. I want you I want you in this season, I want you this year to, don't worry about those that don't value. Don't worry about those that don't come along. Don't worry about those that don't get you. Stop trying to explain it. Stop trying to, explain who you are and all these different sorts of types of things. If they don't get you and they're not trying to get you, that's okay. Yeah, that is like really okay. As I was preparing to come on, um, I was just thinking, and I was thinking about how some people, you've kind of shrunk back a little bit. You've shrunk back. You've kind of, and I think, good evening, Nikita. So good to see you. Empowering Eight, you all in the house. And I was kind of thinking about how sometimes we would discount, we would discount and undervalue our worth to be accepted by people that's not even worth being accepted by. And not to say, everybody have some sort of value. Good evening, Dorothy. Thank you so much for joining. But it's not for it. I'm not talking about that. We try to be accepted by people that don't even deserve your value. They don't deserve your value because, one, they don't appreciate it. We have to get out of this mode of thinking to think that we gotta force ourselves on people for them to understand us. If you don't get me, that's okay. That is like okay. I mean, that's that is like really okay. But I want you to know that everybody that you are trying to give your value to don't appreciate it. They do not appreciate it. So this has got to be a year that you're gonna do you. You gonna do you. You gonna be you. You gonna live all out. Good evening, Brittany. Thank you so much for joining. You're going to live all out. You're going to accomplish the things that you want. You're not going to shrink back because somebody feel like you're doing too much. They want to know why you're doing another thing. Haven't you did enough? They want to know if you already have enough. It's not enough if it's not enough for you. So if you want to go get another degree, do it. If you want to start another business, do it. If you want to have another stream of income, do it. You have to stop listening to people trying to make them see my value. You have to stop trying to make people see your value and stop trying to explain to people why you're doing what you're doing, because it don't have anything to do with them. A lot of times people will make your life and your doing about them. They will make what you're doing about them. It's not about you. It's not about you. If you have a personal goal to do a thing, and I don't know what your thing is, look, but this is the year that I want to do that thing with you. If you have a personal goal to do a thing, don't let the naysayer stop you from doing that thing. This year, it's time for us to go all out, full out. It's time for us to be all in, because you know what? There are people out there just like you. There are people out there that are grinding. There are people out there. I just had to listen to someone saying just this, doing too much, blah, blah, blah. And I guarantee you, Princess, it was somebody that's not doing. See, people would think that you're doing too much when they're not doing anything. When a person that is not doing anything, so we already know that you defeated that lie, because people, doing one thing compared to somebody doing no thing, that's a lie. If you doing one thing and they're not doing no thing, nothing, you're doing a lot. You better say it. We got to not even pay attention to that. This year is a year, even last year was great. Even though we had trials, we had some things that was out of our control. We had businesses that closed. We had we had a lot of stuff that we couldn't, we had no control. Because do you know, if we had control, we would have stopped COVID back in March. As soon as we came aware of it. People hate on you because they did not give you an idea, or they won't actively support you. That's right. That's right. I want tonight to be, let's talk. I'm liking this dialogue, because when I see that, I'm gonna jump on it, because you're right. People will hate on you but you know what? I'm glad when they don't support. I'm happy when they don't give you an idea, because the one thing, that's why, I always have told myself from a young age, I said, the worst place that you could be is at the mercy. And I know the safest place is in the will of God, but the worst place that you can be is at the mercy of somebody. Being at the mercy of somebody, and for them to have that saying to say, for them to have that saying to say that she wouldn't be where I am if it was not for me. He wouldn't have what he have if it wasn't for me. See, that's the worst thing that you want to be. Because see, when people do and they give and they offer things and that's the outcome, I couldn't stand it in a relationship. I don't need you talking about what you done gave me, because what you done gave me is no longer yours, boo. And I don't get mad, I don't get mad to figure whatever you gave me, you can get it back. No, that's not the way that works. That's not the way that works. But then, or they won't actively support you. But you know what, Princess? A lot of times they don't know how to support you because they have no clue on what you're doing. And they don't have no desire on trying to figure it out. You would be so amazed at how many people, and I was listening at something the other day, and it said how, a lot of people don't even read once they graduate high school. They don't pick up a book. They don't read a book. They don't pick up a book. It's like a big high number where people don't read after they get out of high school, after they graduate high school or college. Talking about you reading a book a month, or 2 books a month, or 3 books a month, or reading a book a week, that's like unheard of. You're doing too much. It don't take all that. I've heard people that has been out of school for 20 years and they thought they was saying something when they said, I've been out of school. That's not good. We should be learning something every day. They mad because they can't take the credit for something that God gave you. And see, that gets me right into my next point on unwrapping the gifts that God gave you. People don't appreciate your value, but see, one, they can't give it. They didn't give it to you. So you have to start unwrapping those things that you're good at. You have to start mastering your craft. You have to start honing in on that thing that you're good at. And it doesn't matter about people not liking it. And you cannot, can we say cannot? You cannot shrink back on the thing that you're good at because somebody got a problem that you got it. Come on now, somebody. They got a problem that you got it and that you can do it and that you're actually good at it. They won't tell you. They won't tell you. They looking from afar. They won't click like. They know everything you do. They know every move you making. Online and offline. They talking about you. They got their mouth on you. Worried about things that don't have anything to do with them because what you're doing is not really benefiting them. So while they have a problem with how you're doing, what you're doing, and all the things that you have going on, it's not benefiting them. So you have to ask the question, why is it such a concern for people to be worried about what the next person is doing? But really, they're so fascinated with you. And a lot of people that, a lot of people be done you so wrong, honey, be done talked about you so bad in private. They wouldn't dare publicly say that they like nothing that you're doing. Good evening, Patricia. Thank you so much for joining. A lot of people cannot publicly hit the like. That's why they in your inbox saying, girl, I see you. I see you. They can't see you. Come on now. They cannot see you in public because they talking about you in private with their girlfriends that they said that I don't like her. They camera surveillance, honey. They own you. They own you. Every time you own you, they watching your green light in your messenger. They watching you. When you on, they start inboxing you then because they figure, I guess they haven't realized that sometimes you can lay your phone down, and if your phone, depending on your timing that is on your lock button, that don't mean you sitting there with your phone, but baby, when the green light come on, they think that's communication time. Or they looking, they lurking. She online. She online now, he online. But they don't appreciate what you bring. So the thing that you got to do, is you have to start separating yourself from some of these people because that stuff can get overwhelming. And it can get a little tiresome, right? They don't appreciate what you bring, but this is what you can't do. You cannot peel back, shrink back, and you know that quitting is not an option. It is not an option. People trying to figure out why you going through what you're going through. They trying to figure out why you doing what you're doing and how you're doing what you're doing. Don't worry about that. You got to keep showing up, whether they like it or not. Keep showing up. Last night, I got fired up because, this week for me has been crazy. It has been like so crazy. If I was to tell you the things that I have experienced over the last 5 days, it'd be just like, really? Yeah, it's been really crazy. But last night I got so fired up and I was just up in here. Sometimes you can just entertain yourself. And that's why it's so good to have some go-to stuff. And that's why it's so good to have that prep work already done. So I have already written, I have like a page and maybe a fourth of a page, a little small bit of a second page of my daily affirmation that I read twice. And I have my vision board. And so it was like at a place last evening, I just came in here, honey, closed this door and got the reading on my board. And I was like, honey, don't let your numbers define you, baby. You go. Oh, and I got in here and got excited. Do you hear me? I got in here and got excited. Came in here and got my plan. Honey, got to read my plan like I was on somebody's stage. I got to read my affirmation to myself. And I'm thinking, this thing right here, we gonna win. We gonna win. Then I asked myself, I started asking the question, when you start really thinking about, what is your big ask this year? What is your big ask? What is it that you really, really want? You got to get so serious with this thing. Felt it in your soul, didn't you? Yes, I did. Girl, I was so excited. I was so excited because at one point yesterday, I'm thinking, I was about to think that, I said, well, what is this? It was a day. Yesterday was a day. It was the first day back at work after almost 3 weeks off. And all these other things were just going and going and going. But I said, you got to get out of this. You got to get out of this. And I know the power of affirmations and the power of visualization. When you can see yourself out of it, when you're still in it, baby, they don't appreciate your value. And that's when I said, the gift is real. You got to unwrap the gift that you have been given. You got to walk in the purpose that you are here. You can't do this. Yeah. You can't do this. So when you start thinking about, and this ain't no hocus pocus, it's not about you faking it till you make it and name it and claim it and all this stuff. This is for real, for real. This is some for real stuff, okay? They don't appreciate that you got it. You have it. And you got to stop acting like you have it because you're worried about what somebody going to say because you got it. And they don't. This don't have anything about this don't have anything to do about no comparison. This don't have anything about no competition. Come on now. Yes, ma'am. Discernment between what's your energy and what's not. That was my energy. You have to get to a point of realization to say that I am here for a purpose. And you got to ask yourself, what is it? What is it that I desire to do before I leave here? And if I have not done it, leaving here ain't an option. Me, not doing it is not an option. Quitting is not an option. You got to say, what is my big ask? What is it? I'm going to put that in the comments. I want you to ask yourself, what is your big ask? What is your big? What do you really want? See, a lot of times we think that it got to be this big, bodacious, and it got to be this, that. No. You can have a thing, and it can be a small thing, but it can be the greatest thing that you have. I don't care what it is that you have. I don't care. Do you know some of the smallest things are the most valuable things? When you do those big things and you got all this stuff and this stuff, it's just, it's okay. But I want you to show up this year. I want you to show out. I want you to show up full out. I want you to show up and be all of you. Don't shrink back. There are people that are cheering you on every level. And some folks, you're going to have to leave them right there where they are. Why? Because they're dead weight. They're noise and they are a distraction. They are a distraction from your direction. They're a distraction from the direction, the way they're on the path that you're trying to go. They're a distraction. So some people, sometimes you have to say, is it even worth me continuing to even be in a relationship with you? And this don't have to be in no romantic relationship. This can be a half friendship. And if it's not working for you, if every time you around these people, I don't care if it's a family member relationship, if every time you around them and when you leave them, you feel down, you feel a certain way, it take you forever to get yourself back together, baby, your visits need to be far and very between, and they need to be short, real short. And then there's certain things you don't even need to have a conversation with them about. Good evening, Nana. Thank you so much for joining. You don't even need to have a conversation about. Have you ever realized that some things you cannot talk to certain people about? You can talk to them about everything else, but certain stuff you can't talk to them about. Good evening, Shanti. Thank you so much for joining. There are certain things that you cannot talk to everybody about. They may be good for one thing or two things, but when it comes down to you talking about the direction you're heading in your life, the things that you desire, and when it don't line up with their beliefs, and in so many cases their traditions, when it does not line and go down that path, oh, they judging you. Oh, you're wrong. Oh, that's not going to work. Oh, that would never happen. Good evening, Belinda. Thank you so much for joining. You have to be mindful on the conversations that you have with people that have a poverty mindset. You have to be mindful of the conversations that you have with people that have a sabotaging mindset. Because you have some people will have you sabotaging yourself. They'll have you believing that it's not possible. They'll have you believing that it won't work. If you talk to the wrong person too long, they'll mess you up. You have to monitor your conversations. Sometimes you can't talk to your spouse about your job. I know you be wanting to go and unravel and all this different sorts of types of stuff, but you find yourself in a big knot, balled up, tangled up when you get out of it, because you thought you was going to get some support. You thought you was going to get some advice. You thought you don't have to have a conversation with them when they keep surveillance in your life. They fabricate and imagine a lot. They do. And you have to let them think whatever they want to think. But they just let them know, Princess, that they just let you know that they have so much time on their hand and they really don't have no life. They spending all their time monitoring what you doing, and the rest of the time when they're not monitoring, they're having to go back and look at the film, and when they're not going back and looking at the film and cutting the clips, they talking about it. So when do they have time for themselves? They let me know that they like me so much that they don't like themselves, because they ain't got time for themselves because they too busy worried about what I'm doing. Yeah. But you have people that you think that they should support you. Good evening, Mary. Thank you so much for joining. Good to see you. You have people so worried about what you're doing that they're not doing what they need to be doing. So I want you, don't shrink back in 2021. Don't worry about if they making up, if they lying, if they fabricating, if they can put all the images in the world. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Be you. Be you, do you, and whatever that consists of, you do that. You do that, and you do just that. You do that, and you do just that. Don't let them stop you. This year can be amazing for you. This can be an amazing year because we find ourselves being undervalued, underappreciated, because they have a problem with your gifting. Oh, you're not going to talk to me tonight. They have a problem with your gifting, because we know that in the word it says your gift will make room for you. And so the gifting that you have, it has opened doors for you. It has made ways for you. It has extended opportunities for you. It has given you a new path to travel. And see, they don't have the gift that you have, so they can't go. You got to think about it. My gift makes room for me. Everything I need, I already have it. And so you got to look at even those that's lying on you, fabricating, even those that are imagining and making up, even those that don't know half of what they're talking about and none of what they see may be true. You got to get to a point. Good morning, Apostle. Thank you so much. Good evening, Apostle. Thank you so much for joining. You got to get to a point that you're not even worried about it, because see, they don't know what they don't know. They don't know what they don't know, but they have a problem with your gifting. That's the problem. They got a problem with your gifting. So your gift will make room for you. And see, they're thinking that it's something that they can do to stop you. But see, they can't stop what they didn't start. They may halt it until you find yourself. But they got a problem with the gifts that you have, because they already know what's finna go down. They know the doors that's getting ready to open. See, this is what people want you to do. Listen at me. Come up close a little bit. Listen. This is what people want you to, this is what they don't want you to know. They don't want you to be aware of your gifts. They want you to keep on looking for something that you already have. They want you to always be on a job and want you to continue to search for something that you're not going to find outside of you, because what you need is in you. So they have a problem with the gifting that you have in you. See, people can bother the stuff that you have outside of you. They can bother the stuff that you accumulate. See, they can bother, they can mess with your riches now. They can mess with your stuff. But see, the thing that you have in you, they can't touch it. They can't touch it. They can't touch it. They cannot like that you have it, but they can't touch it. They cannot touch it. And see, the thing about it is, when they bother the stuff that you have on the outside, your gift will allow you to accumulate it again. And not only will you accumulate it again, but you will accumulate it on a whole different level. And that's why they thought that they was doing something to hurt you. But it really propel you to the next level. Y'all not going to talk to me tonight, because this is getting good. The thing that they thought was going to hinder you, right? It really was a step ladder to take you to the next level. All good and perfect gifts come from God. They come from above. And what they don't give, they can't take. They got a problem with it. They got a problem with you having something that they don't have. They got a problem with you crafting your skill. People don't see me. People, they see me, but they just don't know. They don't know. They don't have a clue. They don't have an idea. See, what they meant for bad, He meant it for your good. What they thought was going to kill you, it made you stronger, wiser. See, the things that were supposed to destroy you, it builds you. See, it did that opposite effect. They didn't get the outcome that they was looking for. The results was on steroids. The results end up, instead of it shrinking back, it blew up. I love it. I absolutely love it. So don't spend your time focused on those that's hating on you. I don't even want you, don't even look at them. You can glance at them. Just glance at them, glance at them, glance at them. Don't look at them, glance at them, and keep it moving. Just glance at them. See, you don't want to spend your time focusing on the things that's not benefiting you. But they good. But they good with your gifts as long as they're benefiting. They good with them. That's true. That's true. But see, sometimes they're benefiting while you're being depleted. They're getting fat. They're getting fat. They'll never have anything to bring to the table, nothing good. And as long as you can do it and don't nobody know, they'll take the credit for your giftings. They will take the credit for your giftings. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. See, because one thing about it, you can't miss something you can't measure. You can't miss what you can't measure. So there's more where that came from. Why? Because you come from a source of abundance. So when they think they're taking something from you, there is more to come. There is more to come. And see, the more they take, the more you have to give. Girl, the more they take, the more you have to give. The more they take, you come from a source of abundance. Therefore, you have to draw from your source. You don't have to draw from a source of scarcity. You don't have to draw from a source of lack and not enough, but plenty, prosperity. You have to draw from a seed that you know is going to grow, is going to take you to the next level. They took Joseph's coat, but they couldn't take his destiny. People see me, but they just don't know. People, see, a lot of times we think that people can take what we have. They can't take it. They can't take it. And when it's so far, and when they put their hands on it, boo, they can't keep it. They cannot keep it. I'm telling you. You got to know. See, people look at you and think that you're strange. You're not strange. It's the gifting that you host. The gifting that you housing. The gifting that you hosting. The more they take, the more you have to give. And see, they wonder why you on the comeback. They wonder why you're not down. They wonder why you're not without. They wonder why you're still able to operate. You're still able to move. Why you still standing. Why you still smiling. Why you still looking fair in the face. Why you are still moving. And you ain't got no comeback strategy. You ain't got to have no clapback strategy. You ain't got to have no comeback strategy, because you got to let them know that what you got going on ain't even worth it. I'm bigger and I'm better. I'm wiser. I got more where that came from. They got a problem with your gifting. See, they'll say that, it's good to know about how to do all those things, but you don't have to do all them things. You doing too much. You doing too much. I'm going to tell you, any gift that you have naturally that God gave you, you use what he gave you. And it doesn't matter who don't like it. It doesn't matter who don't feel like you should have it. It doesn't matter what they think about it. It doesn't matter how they grade it, how they rate it. It doesn't matter how they talk about it. You keep doing you. Your gift will make room for you. Yeah, your gift will make room for you. Don't let nobody tell you that you're something that you're not. See, people will try to analyze you and they'll try to sum you up. See, we got all these things that we look at that we feel like we know something, by glancing at a person. You don't know. You don't know. Because see, a lot of times you know what people tell you. There's so much more to people than you don't know. You know what people tell you. But see, they'll look at you and tell you, I know what you need. I know what you're missing. I know what you're missing. They trying to pimp your gift at a low cost, but boo, don't put your stuff on sale. Don't put your stuff on sale. I tell people, one thing about Jaguar, you never see Jaguar. See, this is a new year. Did you see any Jaguar commercials? You never see Jaguar saying that they're clearing off their lot for their 21s and 2022s. Baby, you can either afford to drive one or you can't. They ain't running no clearance sales and all these different sorts of types of things. And we have to start being like Jags and all these other different. I got one coach. She said, "Be the Chanel. Chanel is high. You have to be the Chanel. You be the Chanel." And for you all that don't know who Chanel is, go look her up. You be the Chanel. You stop putting yourself on sale because people don't understand your value and they think that you got a clearance rack. There's no clearance rack here. You don't have to put yourself on clearance. You don't have to put yourself on sale, and you definitely don't have to go and be on layaway. Baby, you be you. They may not understand your value. Maybe they don't know your brand. Maybe they don't know what Chanel is. Maybe they don't know nothing about Jaguar. Maybe they don't know anything about that. But you have to stop shrinking back, trying to make them know you on a different level. They ain't even bothered. They ain't doing what they need to do for them. Stop discounting yourself. Stop discounting yourself, because you're trying to fit in a place that you should never even be in. Because I'm telling you, in the right time, the right place, the right things, there come your gift. Your gift is like a magnet. Your gift is like a magnet. You are able to pull and draw things to you, doors. And you see, you thought that, I don't know, I don't know how that happened. It just so happened, and when I did this, no, it's the gifting. It is the gifting. It is the gifting that you house. Your gift is energy, honey. Your gift is energy. Have you ever been in line and you feel, hold on, my alarm is going off. Have you ever been in line and you feel like somebody is staring at you, and then you look back and they're sure enough looking at you? That's energy. People know the gift that you have. A lot of times people, they can hone in on your gift before you do, because you say, oh, I'm not good at that. And they're like, dog, you're really good at that. And you don't think you're that good at that. You don't think that you're that good at that. And they're saying, oh, you're just naturally gifted. You're so creative. People would love to be able to do what you do. Be grateful for your gift. Know the value of your gift. And know that everybody is not going to appreciate what you do. They sitting back waiting, hoping, wishing, and wanting what you're doing to not work. But I encourage you on tonight to keep it moving. I encourage you on tonight to walk out your gifts this year. Unwrap them. Unwrap your gifts this year like never before. And those that may, let them go. If you have people that are around you that cannot support you, encourage you, and bring the positive, let them go. And when they see they can't stop you, they'll be back. They'll be back. But don't you take sides with them and say, well, maybe I'm not good enough. You're more than enough. You're more than enough. If you don't do another thing, you're already enough. Just the way you are. If you don't do another thing, you're already enough. So I want to see you win. 2021 is your year to win. It's your year to scale. It's your year to go big, to go hard. And no, this is not your year to go home. Because we like to say, you go big or you go home. No, you go big or you go big. You don't have an option. Let's win this year. So just remember, I want to encourage you on tonight. Remember that everybody is not going to appreciate your value. They're not going to appreciate what you bring. Everybody's not going to eat from your table. Everybody's not for you. You're not for everybody. But guess what? It's okay. It is okay. Don't worry about it. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. When people have a problem with you and they don't tell you, that's not even your business. They don't have anything to do with you. That was like a reality that just slapped right in the face. When they don't tell you they have a problem, It's not about you. So stop trying to figure out stuff that don't have anything to do with you, okay? So look, we're getting ready to get out of here. I have a meeting at 9, so in about 50 minutes. So I'm getting ready to get off of here and get myself ready for this upcoming meeting. And I pray that I have said something to encourage you on tonight to just be you, and know that everybody's not going to appreciate you, everybody's not going to support you, but don't you dare let that stop you. Look, if you're new to me, this is your girl, Coach O. I'm the founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and you got it. Get your dreams out of your head into your hand. Get it in your hand, and when you get it in your hand, it'll be in your life. So I pray that you have an amazing day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.